Hey everybody, this is Matthias Hörnke, and today I wanted to share with you 5 secret steps to increase your long-term wealth. We'll be taking a look at what it takes to get wealthy. Disclaimer: this video is in no way, shape or form made with the intention to pretend that money is the end-all be-all solution to everything. There are of course many different factors one needs to juggle with in order to have a balanced life. Duh. However, as long as it's common practice to acquire housing, delicious food and many more luxuries through the use of currency, I think it's worth taking a look at. Let's jump into it. So, how does one become wealthy?
It is a secret as old as time. Something people have hungered after and try-harded on since the beginning of civilization.
The ironic thing is, it's not actually that difficult, but that's the catch. It's too simple for most people to take it serious. As Robert Kiyosaki points out, it's too simple for an adult to understand. They won't accept anything that isn't complicated. So before we get started with step 1, I'd ask you to let go of the notion that everything needs to be difficult and hard for the next couple of minutes at least. Because what comes next might seem comically simple. But if it works, you might as well give it a shot, right? So, with that being said, step 1. Have a source of income. Some of you might go, wait, what?
Yeah, I have an income, but I didn't know that was part of the secret. Surely there must be more to it than that.
No. Any source of income will do as long as it's legal. Yet many people seem to think that they can't ever reach a state of wealth without a massive source of income. But most folks with a quote-unquote massive income aren't any closer to long-term wealth than you are because of step number 2. Spend less than you earn. This one seems equally obvious, and that's why most people don't put much focus on this point, even though this is where most people fail in their pursuit of wealth. Did you ever notice that if somebody is in the habit of spending all of his or her money, it doesn't actually matter how much you give them, they will always spend everything? And certainly not as extreme as that, but to some extent we're all somewhat like this, because we think of money in terms of percentage. If you are in the habit of spending 95% of your income, you will spend 95% of your income no matter how much you earn. So for most people, a raise in salary means an automatic rise in their expenses as well. Which leads us to step number 3. Divide your money. As they say, divide and conquer. If at the beginning of the month you put a certain percentage of your money aside and then pay for your bills and desires for what's left, you won't be tempted to keep spending and then say, oh, I can start saving next month. No, you don't. Do it now. In the book The Richest Man in Babylon, the author teaches you to spend 80% of your money on your necessities, needs and desires and use 10% of your money to pay off your open debts and the remaining 10% for your investments. But he also teaches you to not overdo the saving. Use those 80% to your heart's desire. You worked hard for this money and you deserve to enjoy it. I'm using a slightly different method of splitting my money. I use T. Harv Eker's JAR system, which is a more detailed way of dividing, but it follows the same spirit. Step number 4. Choose a financial vehicle to study. So did you notice that in step 3 we said in dividing your money you should use one part of your money to pay off your debts and then also another part of your money at the same time for your investments? Most people get told to pay off their debts first before ever even thinking about investing. And yes, mathematically in the beginning you won't make as much profit from your investments as your debts are costing you. But what you do get is knowledge and experience early. Because the better you become in your future area of expertise, the easier it will be to double the money that you have put aside. Just make sure that the field you want to specialize in actually interests you. If you buy real estate, for example, but you don't actually care about buildings or people, you won't take good care of your investments. So pick something that you can spend time with without it bothering you. And yes, of course, I'm aware that a large proportion of the people out there are going to say, "Oh, I want someone else to manage my investments. I'm not good at this." You're not good yet, but if there's one thing that I've learned about money, it's that if you want the best investor for your money, you'll have to become the best. Because no one cares about your money as much as you do. So, you have your income. You have divided and saved your money, ready to invest it, and make more and more progress in learning about your preferred investment method. What's left? Step 5. Actually do it. At this point, when you have a sizable amount of savings, people get afraid to actually invest it. They hop from learning one investment method to the next and never use any of them. Last year, I went to a trading seminar in London called the Freedom Trader Intensive, and after toying around with what we've learned, I got a good handle on what I'm doing. But let me tell you, it breaks my heart when I meet people from there and they tell me, "Oh, I haven't actually started yet." Dude, it was a year ago. What do you mean you haven't started yet?
"Oh yeah, maybe I'll go there again to refresh my memory."
You. Not those guys, you. The listener, do me this one favor. If you've come this far, if you've saved your money, you've learned, you did your work, you're ready, do not be like them. Be brave enough to start experimenting. Yes, you will lose money on some transactions. Trust me, I have too. But just get it over with, learn your lesson, move on, and do it better next time. I know a lot of poor people who never lost money in a transaction. But I don't know any of my wealthy friends who never lost money. We all lose money every now and then. But we're clever enough to make it back. And if you stick to it, so will you. Hey folks, Matthias here again. Thanks for sticking around. Please make sure to click that subscribe button and the notification icon to stay up to date. We'll be taking a look at all of these different points in detail in the coming days. Stay tuned, and I hope I gave you something to think about. Speak to you soon. Bye!